In ancient Greece, death was not seen as the end, but as a transition, a passage, for the soul from the world of the living to the mysterious realms of the afterlife. This belief shaped the culture's rituals, philosophy, and mythology, weaving a rich tapestry of practices and stories that reflected their views on mortality and immortality. When a person died, their body was lovingly prepared by family members, a task often led by women. The deceased was washed, anointed with fragrant oils, and dressed in clean garments to honor their departure from the mortal realm. A coin, usually an obol, was placed in their mouth or on their eyes affair for Charon, the ferrymen who would guide their soul across the dark and treacherous river Styx to the underworld. The funeral rites that followed were solemn and heartfelt. Family and friends gathered to mourn, their laments rising in wailing cries that pierced the silence of loss. Women especially played a crucial role, their visible grief seen as a profound expression of respect and care for the departed. These rituals culminated in a funeral procession, where the body, laid upon a bier, was carried to its final resting place. Along the way, offerings were made to the gods Hermes, who would lead the soul to the afterlife, and Hades, the stern but just ruler of the underworld. The burial itself was a deeply sacred act. Whether the body was interred in the earth or cremated, great care was taken to ensure the deceased was properly honored. Tombs ranged from elaborate monuments for the wealthy to simple graves for those less fortunate. Yet, no matter the grandeur, all were marked with stelae or inscriptions, bearing the name and often the virtues of the departed. Grave offerings, pottery, food, and personal items were placed alongside the body, gift to sustain the soul on its journey. In the afterlife, the fate of the soul depended on the individual's life and the care with which they were honored in death. Most souls wandered in the shadowy fields of asphodel, existing in a state neither joyous nor sorrowful. Yet for a select few, the virtuous, the heroic, and those favored by the gods, a brighter destiny awaited in Elysium. This idyllic paradise, bathed in eternal light and peace, was a reward for lives lived with honor and excellence. But not all souls found such peace. Tartarus, a dark and foreboding abyss, awaited those who had committed grievous wrongs. Here the likes of Sisyphus and Tantalus endured eternal punishments, their suffering serving as both penance and a warning to the living about the consequences of defying divine law. Throughout this journey, the gods played pivotal roles. Hades, the solemn king of the underworld, presided over the dead with fairness, while Persephone, his queen, symbolized the cycles of life and death. Thanatos, the personification of death, was not a figure of terror but a gentle guide for departing souls. For the ancient Greeks, the fear of dying without honor loomed large. A proper burial was not just a personal right but a sacred duty, as it ensured the soul's safe passage and peaceful rest. To leave a body unburied was to condemn a soul to wander, a fate too terrible to imagine. Philosophy, too, offered comfort and insight. Epicurus dismissed the fear of death, claiming that it brought an end to sensation and thus could not harm us. Plato spoke of the soul's immortality, viewing death as a release to a higher realm of existence. The Stoics, ever pragmatic, saw death as a natural event, to be met with dignity and acceptance. In their myths and rituals, the Greeks wove death into the fabric of life, seeing it as a reflection of cosmic order and divine will. The Moiraith Fatespun, measured and cut the thread of life, determining each individual's destiny. Through these beliefs, death became not an end, but a continuation. A journey into realms shaped by the actions of life and the mysteries of the divine.